Unlocking confidence in your English speaking skills can be the key to a successful job interview. This video will provide actionable tips and strategies to help you impress potential employers and secure the job you deserve.
You've got the skills, but are you ready to confidently articulate them in English? Discover how to overcome nervousness and ace your next job interview with these powerful techniques.
Let's begin with a simple truth. Confidence is not just helpful in a job interview. It's everything. You can have the best qualifications in the world, but if you can't speak about them confidently, they might go unnoticed.
That's so true. I've actually had interviews where I walked in fully prepared, but when they asked the first question, I just froze. My mind went blank. It wasn't because I didn't know the answer, it was the nerves.
Exactly. And you're not alone. That nervous feeling, that shaking voice, dry mouth, forgetting simple words, it happens to almost everyone, especially when you're speaking in a second language like English.
Yeah, it's like your brain suddenly forgets how to speak any language, even your own.
Absolutely. That's the interview freeze. But here's the key. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present, about sounding like someone who believes in what they're saying.
But how do you sound confident when you feel nervous?
Great question. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It's taking action despite fear. It's saying, I may be nervous, but I'm still going to speak, even if your voice shakes.
So it's more like a mindset.
Exactly. It's not just language. It's psychology. You need to convince yourself first. Once you do that, the interviewer starts believing in you too.
That's powerful. So instead of thinking, what if I mess up? I can shift it to, what if I actually do well?
Boom. That's the confidence reframe. And we'll teach you how to build that mindset step by step in this episode.
All right. So now we know how important confidence is, but let's be honest, it's easier said than done. Something always seems to kill that confidence right before the interview.
Exactly. Let's call them what they are. Confidence killers. They're like little gremlins whispering in your ear, "You're not ready. What if you make a mistake?" They'll laugh at your accent.
I've heard all of those, especially the accent one. Like, I'm already nervous, and then my brain goes, let's speak in a completely different voice today.
Right? And guess what? It's completely normal. Let's break down the 3 biggest confidence killers and how to defeat them.
This one hits hard. You're in the middle of a great answer, and then you say experience wrong. Suddenly, you think the whole interview is ruined.
But here's the truth. Most interviewers expect small mistakes. You're speaking in a second language. What they really care about is how you recover.
So instead of freezing or apologizing 10 times, what should I do?
Just correct yourself gently and move on. For example, I have 3 years of experience, working with international clients. And that's it. No panic, no drama, just confidence.
I like that. It actually sounds natural. Human.
The second killer is not preparing. This one's dangerous. You go in thinking, I'll just be myself, or I'll answer from the heart. And then, boom, first question, tell me about yourself. Your mind, blank.
Man, been there. And then you say something like, I'm a hard worker. I like Excel.
Right? The solution is simple. Prepare your answers in advance, especially the common questions, which we'll get to soon, but not just memorize. Practice speaking them out loud.
Yeah, writing a perfect answer doesn't help if you can't say it smoothly.
And number 3, the sneakiest one is that inner voice. You know the one.
You're not good enough. Your English sucks. They'll never hire you.
Exactly. That inner critic is brutal. But here's the deal. You don't have to believe every thought you think. Treat your inner critic like a troll under a bridge. Don't stop and argue, just keep walking.
That's a great metaphor. So instead of, I'm going to fail, say,
I've prepared, I've practiced, I'm going to do my best. Confidence starts with what you say to yourself.
okay, this is already feeling more doable. Just knowing that these killers are common and beatable makes a big difference.
That's the point. You're not broken, you're human, and we're going to build that confidence together.
Now that we've talked about what kills confidence, let's shift gears. Let's talk about how to actually build it, because confidence doesn't magically appear. It's something you can grow with the right tools.
Okay, I'm ready. Give me the tools, like the full toolbox, screwdriver, hammer, everything.
Haha, you got it. Let's build your English speaking confidence one step at a time. Here's our 3-step formula. 1. Practice speaking out loud. 2. Familiarize yourself with common interview questions. And 3. Record and review yourself.
This one sounds obvious, but honestly, I used to just read silently or write answers. I didn't practice saying them out. Exactly. And here's the trick. Reading in your head doesn't build fluency. Your mouth needs the exercise. Your tongue needs the training. It's like going to the gym but only watching fitness videos.
Haha, that's so true. So I should literally stand in front of a mirror and speak.
Yes, use a mirror or talk to your phone camera, even 5 minutes a day. Say your answers out loud, especially tell me about yourself. You'll hear where you're confident and where you're not.
We mentioned this earlier, but it deserves its own spotlight. Knowing the most common interview questions is like studying the test before the exam.
Exactly. If you don't know what they'll ask, of course you'll panic. But the truth is, they almost always ask the same 10 questions. Why not prepare?
Let's name a few again. Tell me about yourself. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Why do you want this job? Why should we hire you?
Perfect. Learn to answer these in your own words. Don't memorize a script. Practice saying them naturally with your real stories and examples.
Okay, I'll be honest. I hate hearing my voice.
Join the club. But this is one of the best ways to improve. When you record yourself, you become your own coach. You can hear if you're speaking too fast or if you sound unsure.
I guess it's like reviewing game footage. Athletes do it all the time.
Exactly. And you'll be surprised. After just 3 or 4 recordings, you'll start to feel more confident. You'll hear progress.
So this isn't about being fluent. It's about being comfortable with your own voice, your answers, and your story.
Boom. Well said. And every time you practice, you're building real, lasting confidence, not just for interviews, but for your career.
Okay, this is giving me hope. Let's keep going. What's next?
Next up is how to communicate effectively during the interview. Not just what you say, but how you say it. Okay, you've prepared your answers, you've practiced speaking, you even recorded yourself. Now it's time to bring it all together with effective communication.
Right, because it's not just what you say, it's how you say it, right?
Exactly. And the way you deliver your answers in English can totally change the way the interviewer perceives you.
So what are we talking about? Accent, grammar, vocabulary?
Those things matter. The clarity, tone, and presence matter more. Let's break it down into a few golden rules. Rule 1. Use clear and concise language.
Sometimes when I'm nervous, I talk in circles. I keep repeating the same point, and I even confuse myself.
That's super common. The solution? Keep it simple. One idea per sentence. Don't try to sound fancy. Clarity wins over complexity every time.
So instead of saying, Throughout my previous occupational experience, I was frequently engaged in responsibilities regarding client interfacing. I should just say,
I worked directly with clients in my last job. Boom. Simple. Strong. Mike Rule 2. Speak slowly and deliberately.
when I'm nervous, I speak way too fast, like auctioneer fast.
I've seen that. But here's the fix. Imagine your words are valuable. Say each one with care. Pause between thoughts. This makes you sound thoughtful and confident, even if you're nervous.
So instead of rushing, I should just breathe, pause, speak?
Exactly. A pause is powerful. It gives the interviewer time to absorb what you're saying and gives you time to think. Mike Rule 3. Engage through active listening.
Okay, this is something people don't talk about enough. Interviews aren't monologues, they're conversations.
Yes. If the interviewer says something like, "We value creativity," respond to that. Say something like, "That's great to hear. Creativity is a big part of how I work." That shows you're not just talking, you're connecting.
So I can also ask questions like, what do you enjoy most about working here? Or what challenges is your team currently facing?
Perfect examples. Asking questions shows confidence, curiosity, and genuine interest. Okay, what if I don't understand the question?
Okay, I've had this nightmare. What if they ask something and I just don't understand it? Do I fake it?
Nope. Faking it is dangerous. Instead, say something like, "I'm sorry, could you repeat that?" Or, "Could you please rephrase the question?" Or, "Do you mean in terms of technical skills or soft skills?"
Ooh, I like that last one. It turns confusion into clarification.
Exactly. It shows you're calm, thoughtful, and focused. And that's a win.
Okay, so to sum it up, speak clearly, speak slowly, listen actively, and don't panic if something goes wrong.
Yes, communication is a skill. And you're already getting better by being here, listening, and practicing. Okay, you've answered all the tough questions, you stayed calm, you've connected, you've done well. Now comes a part that many people underestimate, the ending.
Right. I always just say thank you for your time and walk out, but it never feels powerful.
And that's the problem. The last 30 seconds of your interview are like the final scene of a movie. It's what people remember most.
So, what do we do to leave them impressed, even after the questions are done?
Target step 1. Show enthusiasm for the role. The number one thing is genuine excitement. Let them feel that you want the job, not because you need it, but because you believe in the company's mission.
So, I shouldn't just say, I hope to hear from you soon. I should say something more personal.
Exactly. Try something like, "This role aligns so well with what I love doing. I'd be genuinely excited to contribute to your team." It's warm, personal, and memorable. Target step 2. Reinforce your strengths briefly.
Would it be okay to repeat a key point from earlier?
Definitely. Repeating a key strength or story is smart. Just keep it brief. For example, as I mentioned, my experience in managing global clients really prepares me for this role.
Nice, subtle reminder without sounding arrogant.
Exactly. You're not begging for the job. You're inviting them to imagine you in the role.
Okay, I'm gonna stop ending interviews with, okay, bye.
Haha, please do. A strong ending sticks with them long after the call is over. It might be the thing that tips the scale in your favor. Let me ask you something. What sticks in your memory more? Facts and numbers or a good story?
Definitely a story. I mean, I still remember stories my teachers told in middle school. I don't remember a single grammar rule, though.
Exactly. And here's the secret. Your interview isn't just a Q&A. It's a chance to tell your story. When done well, storytelling builds connection, trust, and rapport faster than any resume ever could.
Okay, but what kind of story? Like, once upon a time, I wanted a job at Google.
Not quite. I'm talking about your origin story. It's a short personal story that shows where your passion, values, or work ethic comes from. It's your why.
Oh, like a superhero origin story. Bitten by the passion bug.
Exactly. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone applying for a tech role at Apple. And when they hear, "Tell us about yourself," instead of listing degrees and job titles, they say, "When I was 13, I wanted to impress a girl. I asked my dad for advice, and he said, 'No money, no honey.' That stuck with me. So I started buying cheap MP3 players on eBay and selling them to my friends for profit. That moment sparked my passion for tech and innovation. And today, I still chase that same spark: curiosity, creativity, and entrepreneurship. That's why I'm here."
Whoa. That's memorable. It's funny, real, and it totally explains his personality.
Exactly. And most importantly, it creates rapport. Suddenly, you're not just a candidate. You're a person they want to work with.
And that's how you shift from being just another applicant to someone they remember.
Why storytelling works in the brain.
So you're saying stories actually change how interviewers feel about us?
Absolutely. When you tell a story, the brain releases dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins, chemicals that build emotional connection. It turns a formal interview into a friendly conversation.
And that's how you shift from being just another applicant to someone they remember.
How to build your own origin story. So, how do you craft your own story? Here's a simple 3-step structure. The moment. Describe a situation from your past: childhood, first job, challenge. The lesson. What did you learn or realize? The link. Connect it to the role you're applying for.
Okay, so for me, I used to help my mom sell vegetables at the local market. I learned how to talk to strangers, stay organized, and deal with money. That actually shaped how I work with clients today.
Perfect example. That's your origin story. Practice it, polish it, and use it as your answer to "Tell me about yourself."
I love this. It feels so much more natural than just listing job titles.
That's the goal. When you tell a real story, people feel like they know you. And when they feel like they know you, they trust you. And when they trust you, they hire you. Okay, so let's say your interview is in 30 minutes. You've practiced, you've got your answers, but your hands are still sweaty and your heart's beating like a drum solo.
Yep, been there. It's like your brain says, we're going to die, even though you're just sitting on Zoom in your pajamas.
Exactly. But don't worry. You don't need hours to calm down. Sometimes just 3 minutes is enough to shift your whole state of mind. Hack number 1. Power posing.
Power posing? What's that? Standing like Superman?
Yes, literally. Stand tall, hands on your hips, chest out, just like a superhero. Do it for 2 minutes. Science shows it increases testosterone, confidence hormone, and lowers cortisol, stress hormone.
Okay, but what if I'm in a coffee shop?
Find a restroom and strike that pose. Even in a stall, no one has to see it, but your brain will feel it. Hack number 2. Deep breathing.
I always forget to breathe when I'm nervous. My voice gets shaky.
Yup, that's your nervous system in fight or flight mode. Here's the fix. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4, breathe out for 6. Do this for 1 to 2 minutes. It calms your nervous system and centers your focus. Hack number 3. Speak positive words to yourself.
I always think, what if I mess up?
Flip it. Say out loud, I've got this. I'm excited, not nervous. They're lucky to meet me.
I like that last one. Feels bold.
Exactly. The way you talk to yourself sets the tone for everything. Interviews are 50% mindset, 50% delivery. Hack number 4. Warm up your voice.
I never thought of this, but yeah, my voice sounds weird at the start of interviews.
Because it's cold. So do this. Hum for 30 seconds. Then say tongue twisters like unique New York or red leather, yellow leather. This wakes up your voice and helps with pronunciation.
These are gold. And the best part, you can do all of them in 5 minutes or less.
Exactly. A few simple actions before the interview can turn nervous energy into powerful presence. All right, you've made it to the end of the interview. You're breathing again, the hardest questions are behind you, and then they ask, so, do you have any questions for us?
Ugh, that question always catches me off guard. Like, I want to say, nope, I'm good, and run away.
But here's the deal. This is actually your golden opportunity to leave a lasting impression.
Really? How?
Because this is your chance to show that you're curious, thoughtful, and strategic. Most people just say, no, I think that's all. But you can stand out by asking one smart, genuine question. Option 1. Ask about the role.
Like what?
Try this. What would success in this role look like after 6 months? That shows you're thinking long-term and are already imagining yourself in the position.
Nice. It's like saying, I plan to succeed, without actually saying it.
Option 2. Ask about the team or culture.
Another great one is, what do you enjoy most about working here? It builds rapport and gives you insight into their values and culture.
I like that. People usually light up when talking about what they enjoy. Option 3. Ask a strategic follow-up.
If you really want to impress, listen during the interview. Then ask something like, you mentioned the company's growing fast. How will this role help support that growth?
Ooh, now that sounds impressive.
It is. And it shows that you were paying attention, not just answering questions, but engaging in real dialogue.
Stop what not to ask.
Are there any questions I should avoid?
Absolutely. Don't ask about salary, vacation, or office hours in the first interview, unless they bring it up first. It makes it sound like you're focused on benefits, not contribution.
Got it. Focus on value now, details later.
Final closing lines. And before you leave the call or room, say something like, thanks so much for your time today. I really enjoyed learning more about the role, and I'm excited about the possibility of working with your team.
That sounds warm, confident, and professional.
Exactly. And remember, the last thing you say is what they'll remember. Make it count. Okay, quick question. What's the physical difference between being nervous and being excited?
I guess both make your heart beat fast, palms sweaty, maybe butterflies in your stomach?
Exactly. Physically, they're almost identical. The only difference is how your brain interprets those signals.
Whoa. So nervousness and excitement are basically the same thing?
Pretty much. It's called cognitive reframing, and it's a powerful mental trick you can use before or even during an interview.
The reframe in action. Okay, but how does it work? What do I actually say to myself?
Instead of saying, I'm nervous, you say, I'm excited. This matters to me. I've worked hard for this moment.
So if I'm sweating bullets and can't breathe, I'm just like, yep, I'm thrilled.
Well, yes, kind of. You're training your mind to relabel the sensation. Think of it like a roller coaster. You're not afraid, you're energized.
Backed by science. There was even a Harvard study about this. People who said I'm excited before a stressful performance task did significantly better than those who said I'm calm.
Wait, really? Why?
Because trying to calm down actually suppresses energy, but reframing that same energy as excitement keeps your mind alert and focused.
Use it in the moment.
So if I'm in the middle of an interview and I start to panic,
Smile slightly, take one deep breath, and say to yourself in your head, "This matters. That's why I feel it. And I'm ready."
dang, that's powerful. Instead of fighting the nerves, I can ride them.
Exactly. Your nerves mean you care, and caring is a strength, not a weakness.
You've made it to the end of this journey and hopefully to the beginning of many successful interviews.
Exactly. And here's the most important thing. You already have what it takes. This episode wasn't about giving you something you lack. It was about helping you unlock what's already inside you.
So instead of trying to sound perfect, I should focus on sounding real and confident.
Yes, tell your story. Talk about what motivates you. Share your passion. Remember, companies hire people, not robots.
And now I know how to structure my origin story, answer tough questions, and even handle panic moments.
Exactly. You're not memorizing lines. You're sharing who you are.
I used to think interviews were just about luck, but now I get it. It's about preparation meeting opportunity.
Boom. That's what people call luck, but really, it's effort behind the scenes. The time you spend practicing, reflecting, recording yourself, it pays off.
One thing I really loved from today, nerves mean you care. That changes everything for me.
Yes. If you feel nervous, that means this job matters to you. Let that feeling fuel you. Smile through it, speak through it, and shine through it.
So next time someone says, "Tell me about yourself," I won't freeze. I'll breathe, smile, and share my story.
Exactly. You'll walk in as a candidate and walk out as a confident communicator.
So, final reminder, whether you're preparing for your first interview or your 10th, remember this: speak clearly, prepare honestly, practice consistently, and show up authentically.
Because confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about being prepared, present, and proud of who you are.
Now go get that job and let them see the real you. Thanks so much for listening. If this episode helped you, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with someone preparing for an interview.
And let us know in the comments, what's one interview question that always trips you up? We'll help you crush it next time.
Until then, stay confident, stay curious, and keep improving your English one word at a time.
See you in the next episode.